I'm Bookkeeper, and I'll be playing the Reverend Dr. Alexander Hutcheson, the Avalon Scholar.
I'm Clara Allison, and I'm playing Lucia di Felici, the Vodace Strega.
Hi, I'm Glamour. I'm playing Viviana Lucani, the Vodace courtesan and daughter of Sophia.
Hi, I'm Overthinker. I'm playing Alonso Hernandez, the Castellan swordsman on a quest.
Hello, my name is Typhoon, and I will be playing Heinrich von Groth, the Isen war veteran.
And I'm Bloodied Porcelain. I'll be your storyteller for the evening.
Previously on Opus the Requiem, Alonso and I went to release Tristano, my messenger spider, into the palace to send a message. As we waited, we took a moment to speak about philosophy and other more pressing matters. Back at the von Graf home, the others set about planning a small salon with a nod to introduce the culture of Montaigne's newly acquired territory to the rest of the Charruz nobility. They are briefly interrupted by Heinrich's daughters, who are both charming and charmed by his friends. In addition to the party, the group plans their strategy to present the mystery Strega. That evening, Alexander acquires a copy of Avalonian folktales to read aloud later, and Viviana and Heinrich share a moment as they put his youngest daughter to bed with a lullaby. Finally, the spider returns having completed its mission. Briefly, Alonso considers leaving a personal invitation for Sylvie, but lacks the forethought or resources to follow through with his plan. Back at the house, the planning continues, where there is some discussion on who will wear the Strega dress, which becomes somewhat complicated. Nevertheless, we remain committed to our mission to save the Imperatrice.
Okay, who wants to do recap?
I can do it.
Go for it.
All right, so in our previous session, for about half of the session, Alonso and Lucia had a very interesting conversation. They thought they were being very deep and philosophical teenagers when they were talking about saving Lucia's soul. The conversation would have made Alexander probably start drinking. Lucia then, because she is trying to ask everyone in the party this, asked Alonso about his sex life, got some answers. Alonso debated whether or not to sleep with Lucia, decided not to. Thank God, they are siblings in my mind. Then we cut to, they were also at the palace. They were basically at Versailles, the palace of l'Empereur, and Lucia sent her spider to infiltrate to deliver a message to the Imperatrice. And after their conversation, some hours later, the spider was able to return safely. Yay, spider. We then cut to Heinrich, Alexander, and Viviana, who were in the process of planning for the party. Mila and Nicola came in, Nicola wearing a beautiful silken Edelweiss flower, and Mila with her dog Muffin, who charged forward. Muffin is a very important character in this story. Viviana bonded with the girls. She gave Heinrich some instructions on how to plan for a party. It was decided that a lot of the Isen touches that were in his rented home were probably going to have to go, because they're very drab and they don't go well with Montaigne fashion. But other than that, Alexander did also go to a bookstore to purchase a book that was about the myths surrounding Queen Elaine, I believe. He was purchasing that in order to make a good impression on Sémø due to the conversation Viviana had with him about how Sémø is a bit of a history buff. And Viviana, it was time to put Nicola to bed at some point. Viviana sang a lullaby for her. The lullaby ended up reminding Heinrich of times past. And it also seemed to blend with the melody that has been haunting everyone for some strange reason. Don't know what that's about. I'm sure it'll never come up again.
A lullaby that launched 1,000 ships.
Everybody was able to regroup at Heinrich's rented estate. we talked about the plan surrounding the Imperatress showing up at the salon. Lucia had a moment where she realized that she was uncomfortable with putting Viviana in her presentation striga dress, because Viviana is a courtesan and incapable of understanding what a striga who is being presented would go through. And that was about everything that happened, I believe. Did I miss anything?
Does anybody want to add anything? Yes, Book, because she a hoe. She's got the skill and everything.
The vitality of Muffin.
Okay. Okay. So, I believe we left off with everybody still at Heinrich's place. What do you guys want to do? You have the option to keep playing out stuff in preparation for the party, or we can jump forward in time a few days, which is when the party happened.
Well, Viviana, I think it makes sense for me to just have a bit of Viviana essentially telling Heinrich what to do. As Viviana, I think, in the days leading up to the party, I think Viviana is very much working with Heinrich's servants, telling them what to do in terms of changing, in terms of taking down the decorations. I assume we've made a call to the vendor who gave Nicola the Edelweiss flower. And we've been able to obtain some of those silken beauties to put around the house to maintain a bit of the Isen spirit. Viviana would just say to Heinrich in the midst of all of this, I think I really needed this to plan a party. It's good for the spirit.
So I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
She smiles at him. Oh, don't tell me this is complete torture for you. I know you're, well, you, but she gestures at the home. There is something very nice about bringing people into your home and hosting something that is a bit of a representation of yourself, even if it's for deeper reasons.
Heinrich, as she says this and she gestures around the house, the first thing that occurs to you is that if this is supposed to be a representation of yourself, you don't know how these people see you. All of your kind of drab brown stuff has been removed. Everything that is like overly serious and doesn't match with the Montaigne kind of flowery gilded look has been removed. It's not quite as overtly gilded as it would be in like an actual Montaigne noble person's house, but it's much closer to something you would see in, say, this is a home than you would see here normal.
Yes, it's a reflection of me, but all of my stuff has been removed. Yes.
Yeah. Literally the only things that are there that are, reminiscent of you and your home is the little white flowers, because they do kind of look remarkably like Edelweiss. And your daughters, who Nicholas specifically looks just fucking thrilled. She's like, everything is so pretty, and I am going to make sure that I have a dress that kind of like, offsets everything, and it has given her another excuse to go shopping with your money. That's representative of you.
I think Viviana looks at Heinrich, puts a hand on his shoulder, like pats his shoulder and winks. Well, the version of you that you know will be accepted by Montaigne society. We all wear masks, it's fine.
I understand completely. This is, after all, my home now, and I'll have to do my best to try and fit in with the Montaigne sensibilities. And it's not terrible.
You know, I would like to go to Iceland someday.
Well, perhaps the opportunity will present itself. It is a lovely country.
Well, it will have more men like you. She smiles. And there is a certain level of what is genuine to you that is hard to find.
Yes, they, you, like their masks and their games here in Montaigne. It grows tiresome at times, but, it's their culture.
Yes, it is very familiar to me.
But we must all do what we must do.
We must.
And then the one thing that Heinrich is going to do is the portrait of him and his wife. He's going to take that out of like the main hall and then move that to his bedroom. Regarding the guest list, he's going to make sure that the what's her name? The diplomat's daughter, not Sylvia, is included on the guest list. He doesn't necessarily know that she's going to attend, but he's also going to make sure that Faith Durant from the Knights is also invited. And then he will try and figure out what the proper etiquette for inviting the Empress to something is.
Okay. Well, in order to get the guest list, you have to go talk to your future in-laws. Thankfully, with the Emperor's birthday celebrations in full swing and whatever, there isn't a whole lot of time for them to like sit down and stew with you over things and like have a conversation about it. So when you send word that you need that the guest list needs to be procured and whatever, you are basically told it's already mostly been taken care of, but if there's anyone specific you would like to add, you can. So you send over the names, the additional names, and are assured via a note from Sémø that those who were not already on the list will be added. And the rest have already been sent out.
Oh, there is one thing I would like to check on. The dress that I'm having made, how's that going?
Oh, right. I was just like, which dress? It's going pretty well. It'll be ready in time for the party, if that's what you were wondering. This is the one that you started like a while ago before you guys ever decided you were going to have a party.
Yep.
Yeah, when you go to check on it, they're like, for a nominal fee, we can wrap it up faster than we originally planned to. And you're able to give them the little bit that it's going to take. It's not much. You kind of get the feeling afterwards when you go to pick up said dress that they were probably pretty much done with it, and we're just, you're a tourist. They're getting more money out of you than they absolutely have to, or they're getting as much money out of you as they can.
Viviana thinks it's fair. She did very much expedite the process on this dress.
And it's beautiful. Everything is done to your specifications. There are a couple of little bits that are more Montaigne flair than Vodachan flair, but they're not like gaudy and in your face. It's just a slightly different kind of polish and style.
I will happily describe the dress when Viviana is wearing it.
Is there anything else anyone wants to do? We've dealt with the invitations. We have dealt with Viviana's dress. Also, Heinrich, you're able to kind of, like as you look over the guest list, you realize that it's probably just sort of rote that the Emperor and the Empress always get invited to everything.
Okay.
They're almost never expected to show up, but they're always invited.
The invitation that we have for the Empress, should it not have a sign that it is from us?
It will
Either,
be in my
perhaps?
name.
We did say come to the to this party.
Did we say the name?
Yeah,
I believe
Heinrich's
so.
name? Yes, you did.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
specifically the Von Graf party.
Thank you. Okay. Then we should be okay.
We could also put a little spider on the invite.
That was also my thought.
Like, if we're getting them all custom paper drawing stuff.
Okay, but you guys aren't sending them out. The
Yeah.
Sausay family
Alright, never
is,
mind.
because they're the ones with the status. So unless you want to explain to them why you're barging in and altering their invitations, you may just need to trust that the Empress isn't an idiot.
Do we believe the Empress is not an idiot?
She has survived for this long in Montaigne society. I think she can figure. I think she can put two and two together.
Are we certain that that your message actually reached her?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
The little spider would not just decided it searched enough and turn around and come home?
That is not quite how they work.
What was this one's name?
This one is Tristano.
Heinrich Tristano is surely a man of honor. He would not simply say he had done the job.
He say he had done the job? I was not aware that they could speak.
It's complicated. The
I feel
truth
like
is,
I feel like at this point, all heads who aren't Vidachin turn to Alexander because he's directly interacted with one of these spiders before.
Alexander, who has like 2 books open and is currently scribbling notes in the margin of a third, looks up. I'm sorry, what?
I am willing to trust in Lucia's spider.
This may be one of those times we have a little bit of faith.
Yes. There was no way to follow said spider onto the grounds, and as such, we will simply have to trust.
exactly.
In any event, if our purpose is to establish the existence of this mysterious Striga, I suppose we can accomplish that at least even if the Empress does not attend.
The point of having the Empress is that we can size her up literally.
Speaking of, because you don't know exactly when the ball is going to be that you attempt to smuggle her out during. Has anyone had like somebody start on a dress, or is Lucia relenting and giving her dress up? Like, what's happening with that?
I think everyone at the end of the last session were convincing enough that Lucia can probably just lend the Empress her dress. That's fine.
Okay.
The struggle is Viviana wearing the dress. It'll be fine. My primary concern with having the dress commissioned is that if we're doing this shell game, it would be awfully suspect for us to start immediately making black dresses when they are not in fashion here.
They indeed are not.
I don't know why, it's a perfectly beautiful color.
Black does go with most things. It's probably better as an accent color than the main piece.
We could use several tailors and perhaps claim a funeral to one.
And spread the information around that everyone is suddenly purchasing black dresses before the Striga is shown.
That seems more likely to get us caught.
The party first, then black dresses become in fashion. We will force it.
Hey.
At least that's what makes sense to me. Do we have entertainers for the party beyond,
I was just about to ask that.
She points at Alexander.
I was just about to ask that. Lucia, was there some talk about hiring your friends?
I could, but they might be indisposed. But it does not hurt to ask.
Asking would be nice.
How
Are they
much
still
time?
at the same bar, as far as you know?
That's all I can guess. We can check towards the end of the day, and they should be headed home.
If we need a singer, I can fill that spot.
How much time do we have left in the day?
As much as you want. Like, this is kind of a nebulous, like, you have a few days before the party happens. Kind of space.
In that case, yeah.
Also, as a general reminder, you did, like, tell your friends to leave the city.
I did, but then you said they didn't do it.
I'm just reminding you. It might be a little weird when you show up and ask them to play at a party after you try to tell them to leave.
These are people who fake kidnapped me from Vodace. I don't think I have an upper limit to weird requests anymore.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but sure, you could try.
There's a chance they're not in the city anymore because I had warned them to leave when I found out we were being followed.
Well, you can still check.
What's the worst that can happen?
To be frank, it would be quite strange for you to show up after having asked them to leave the city. Perhaps a bit suspicious even. We could simply hire different entertainers.
We could. I trust these people more, and I love them. But, if you can find someone else, that is also worthwhile.
It's a perfectly plausible maneuver of friendship to say, well, I asked you to leave and you didn't listen, so as long as you're going to be here, would you care to make some money?
Exactly.
Well,
Alonso,
then let's see if we can find them.
do you want to come?
I would be delighted.
Viviana?
And
Of course.
I have a little more business in that neighborhood myself.
Bombastic Vodachan side-eye.
Bombastic Vodachan side-eye times 2.
What? I left something at the inn.
Mm-hmm.
Exponential Vodachan side-eye.
You mean the inn that you checked out of? Because you went to stay with Heinrich?
Yep.
Cool.
Is what you left at the inn shaped like a petite redhead?
Can't say what you mean.
Alonso, you are a bad liar.
It is a very leading question, you know.
Are we in court? Or do you just have something you don't wish to confess?
Let's go get these musicians, shall we?
Alonso, have you been a bad man?
I don't like that tone from you.
That is a loaded question.
That is a lot of tone.
Mm-hmm. I've got my eye on you.
I can tell, even when I'm not looking at you.
Yes, that's what he's hoping for.
All right, I'm going now. Suggestion. The last time we went to this particular neighborhood, we were attacked. So perhaps everyone goes armed.
I am armed.
Always armed.
I look at the other two guys.
If you're worried about safety, I could always accompany you as well.
Your presence would be welcome.
For the second time today, everyone looks at Hutcheson again.
Who is still peering over his books, only looking up to occasionally snarkily comment, and then looks up over his glasses.
Alexander, would you like to accompany us?
If the question was one about looking suspicious, us moving as a gaggle, I don't imagine can help matters.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. I would like to come, but I can stay behind if the group is getting too large.
Heinrich, you've seen Alonso fight.
Yes.
Do you think he is suitable enough protection for two ladies?
He's quite competent.
Will you crumble under...
Will depend on the number of foes, of course.
And last time there were 5.
Will you crumble under the weight of party planning if you must be alone?
If there are questions to be answered, I am happy to answer them.
Viviana goes over, pats Heinrich on the arm. Ah, yes. It is quite terrible of me to abandon you in the midst of all of this.
I could use a break.
So, Viviana, would you stay and Lord von Groth will come with us?
No, the lot of you go. I will handle any questions the servants may have about the party. All will be well.
Andiamo.
All right, then let's go.
And Heinrich really isn't even sure where we're going. He just feels like getting out of the house.
Heinrich, please. As long as I'm not planning a party, I am happy to leave. I will go anywhere you want me to. Just get me out of here.
What was the place called? The something...
The Suckling Pig.
Suckling.
I was like, I swear to God, if I get asked one more goddamn time what the inn's name is.
No, it just has the worst name of the inns we've been to.
We just like to hear you say it.
You all head off across the city, heading for the Suckling Pig. It is, I'm assuming, like afternoon. It's hard to know when your friends will be there. Because the reality is it depends on what kind of jobs they've had. They could be doing mostly street performances. They could also be, like performing, doing street performances during the day and then parties in the evening. They could just be doing parties in the evening. You don't really know. So you kind of pick like a midway point where you hope that you either catch them coming off of one shift or going on to the next. And when you arrive, the place is rapidly kind of filling up because people are wandering in effectively to like pregame before going out for like the evening celebrations that people tend to have. Or they're coming off of like, they're effectively considered like quote unquote essential workers in the city. Like they have shops and stuff that they run and work at. And because they don't have money, they don't necessarily get to take off for 2 weeks. So it's a little bit busy and kind of loud and crowded, which is an interesting experience for someone of Heinrich's size and stature. Because you kind of have to squeeze in amongst like the masses, Heinrich.
I find people tend to get out of my way.
Yeah, when there's somewhere for them to go. There isn't a whole lot of like space in a place like this because this is a lower class establishment, and there's so many people between the people who are clearly not from here and the people who are from here, and this is like their local watering hole. It's a lot. It is a massive humanity squeezed into a very small space. I would like to know how you guys are planning to approach finding your friends and getting their attention.
I would suggest asking the bartender where they are.
That is the plan.
Okay, then who's gonna do that?
Lucia.
Then go fucking do it.
Unless actually, I'm gonna grab Viviana and we're going to go together. She's better at talking to people.
You don't have to grab me.
I do anyway. Stay here. Make sure nobody is going to attack us. Lucia looks at Alonso and Heinrich and starts heading to the bar.
The bartender is, he is the same dude he's always been. He's he's an older, kind of portly gentleman who is huffing and puffing a little bit because he's having to run back and forth a lot. And it takes several minutes for you guys to get more notice than a kind of a double take at spotting Viviana before he's back to work again. Before you're finally able to kind of get him to stop running back and forth to fill orders and hand a barmaid things to take out to tables and whatever. And then he sort of pauses and he kind of looks at you. Is there anything I could do for you two ladies?
Are Macaulay and his players still here?
He kind of furrows his brow, like he's thinking.
A group of entertainers.
May I ask who is asking?
A very dear friend. I traveled to the city with them.
He kind of eyes you like he's trying to remember you. Get the feeling he's seen a lot of people in and out of here in the past week.
You do not remember her? You know, some ladies would take that as an insult.
He just sort of gives a little hapless shrug. There's there've been a lot of people in and out of here, and
It is well. I am not that memorable. I am still looking for them, though.
Lucia, I would like you to roll me a single d10.
Farts.
Viviana, evens or odds?
Evens, always evens.
Of course it's high, but it is an odd.
I don't remember you. They were supposed to have checked out, or supposed to be checking out soon. Let me check my ledger. It'll take me a few minutes.
Echo.
And he goes back to serving people, kind of trying to work as quickly as he can to get to a point where he can stop and go look at his ledgers of who is in and who is out. And then it takes about, I want to say 15-20 minutes before he is finally able to get out from behind the bar and hurry over to this kind of front desk-ish area and pull out a ledger and kind of go through it and eventually comes back. They haven't checked out yet, but I don't know if they're here right now. They've been working a lot.
Grazie. We may wait here for a bit, but
Thank you. I'm sure that's all you can do.
Of course.
And Lucia will start heading back to the other two.
Viviana will follow.
Give it, perhaps we give it a few minutes, and then I'm going to go upstairs and check for them. I assume I remember the room we stayed in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I will wait till the bartender kind of goes back to being too busy to pay attention to an unmemorable girl and head upstairs.
Hey, you are able to go upstairs to your old room. Do you knock on the door? Do you just try to let yourself in? What's the plan?
I knock on the door.
After a moment, the door opens, and you see Claude is standing there. Do you have cold read or any kind of like? Yeah, I'm gonna need you to roll me a wits and cold.
Did Claude get laid?
I don't know. Roll the dice. It's a DC 15. Target number 15. Good luck.
21.
Claude looks bad. He's got dark circles under his eyes. His face is kind of ashen. And when he sees you, there is an immediate mixture of pain and anger on his face. What do you want?
What happened?
What do you want?
What happened first? You look awful.
He shuts the door in your face.
I knock again.
You can hear kind of soft voices on the other side for a minute, and then the door opens and it's Fritzy, who also doesn't look great, but is a little bit better put together and doesn't immediately look like outraged at the sight of you when she opens the door. We did not think we would see you again.
I had hoped you had left the city.
Can't afford to just leave the city, Lucia. This is our livelihood. We'll make more here in 2 weeks than we would make all year.
Fritzy, what happened?
Giselle is dead.
What? Lucia is actively completely speechless and what do you mean?
Couldn't put it any more plainly. She's dead. So if you don't need something, you should go.
Fritzy, please tell me what happened.
We don't know exactly. Claude and Giselle were out picking up some supplies for a show that we had coming up. Claude said that they were accosted in an alley. He got knocked out, and when he woke up, she was dead.
Lucia, just Lucia's like fighting the urge to like hug her friend, and then also like feels awful because she's pretty sure it's her fault. Does Claude remember what they looked like?
He didn't get a good look at them. They were wearing hoods.
Or how many?
She kind of shakes her head. At least 2 or 3. Said one of them had the very nice sword, though. Remembers the handle.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, so are we. Did you leave something you needed to pick up, or?
I was hoping that you left because I was worried for your safety. But if you hadn't, I had an opportunity for you.
What kind of opportunity? We won't be smuggling anyone else.
No, I wouldn't ask you to do that. It feels very frivolous now. There's a party being hosted, a salon, and she sort of looks over her shoulder to make sure aren't people in the hall.
You kind of have to wait for a few seconds for somebody to pass, but eventually they kind of eye you as they pass, and then they disappear into a nearby room, and you're alone again.
There's a very high-profile party that I might be attending, and they needed musicians.
You want our help again?
I wanted to hire you, yes.
Lucia, can you make me... do you have sincerity?
I do.
I would like you to make a panache and sincerity roll. There's no particular target number. This is to set a target number for her.
So I rolled a 17.
She has to meet a 15.
Oh, come on.
At a 20, she beats you. So unless you plan to spend drama die...
I'm spending a drama die. I feel awful. I think we just meet it.
You tie, and ties go to the player. She kind of takes a deep breath and wipes at her eyes a little bit. It's unclear to you if it is to wipe away tears or if this is like kind of an exhausted gesture. What exactly do you need for this?
Just music. It truly it is just to play, and you were the first I thought of because you're the only musicians I know in the city, and also because I know that if you had stayed it would be for the money, and so it's not you would be paid well.
When is the party?
I tell her.
2 days. She kind of looks over her shoulder into the room, and you hear like quiet talking in a language you recognize as Avalonian. You could hear Macaulay's voice. And they go back and forth a little bit before she kind of looks at you. We will be there. Tell us who we should send our fee to.
Of course. Lucia would know this. Sémø to Sémø or Von Groth?
Von Groth is who's paying for it.
Copy, okay. Lord Von Groth.
I don't know that name.
He's in...
She kind of pauses. No. Yes, I do. The Von Groths are in Charus?
They are. Heinrich is.
Small world. Okay.
How do you know them?
I'm Ison.
Are they a particularly storied family?
They're nobility. When your bread is buttered, so to speak, by people with money, you learn who has money.
Well, then you are perfect for this. Fitzy,
Sure.
I'm so sorry. I really am.
So am I, Lucia. We will have our fee will be delivered to this estate. I assume you give her the...
Yes.
We'll make sure our fee is delivered. One of us will go and negotiate.
Of course. If there's anything I can do, please let me know.
No. Damage has already been done. We're just glad that we were here when it happened. Made it easy to bury. You should go.
Lucia kind of reaches to squeeze Fritzy's hand.
She pulls her hand when you...
And yeah, Lucia will head back downstairs.
You return to downstairs, looking. I'm going to assume nobody has to roll to tell that you don't look chipper.
Yeah, no. Lucia's like really failing to hold back tears.
Did they say no?
No, they agreed.
What happened?
Claude and Giselle were attacked. And Claude was knocked out, and when he woke up, Giselle was dead.
Man.
Giselle, the woman who passed, what did she look like? Where was she from?
She's from Montaigne. She's from Charus. But she traveled with all of us. She's Claude's sister.
Viviana just goes over and gently places an arm on Lucia to see if she is seeking physical comfort at this moment.
Fully just leans into... Well, Lucia will fully lean into Viviana and just start crying.
Viviana wraps her arms around Lucia.
For reference, Lucia, Giselle is maybe an inch taller than you with dark hair. Or was.
It's not hard to assume what happened. Giselle was sort of similar looking.
It was frequently her clothes that you borrowed when you needed to be able to dress down while you were on the run.
I'm sorry.
I am sorry too. But not only for your loss. I fear this could have been avoided if I were not so hasty.
How do you mean?
You say this person resembled you. And if it is the same individuals, we could perhaps have reduced their number had I not given away the game in the alley.
They would not have attacked any of them if I hadn't been with them.
What? You were not?
They brought me to Sharuz. They were the ones who got me out of Vidace.
What is done is done. What has happened has happened. Let us leave.
And we will find these people.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Lucia, take a drama die.
You want a monologue?
I do.
As the group starts walking back from the inn, Lucia's very clearly just not okay. She keeps repeating to herself in her head, "This is my fault. I did this. This is, if I hadn't been so stupid or careless or selfish, then people wouldn't be dead." There are two bodies on my... Two people are dead, and likely, well, two people are dead, and it is because of me. And there are probably more. There are... And she starts going through every single person she's ever talked to or called her friend or who helped her in this, and has just started sort of sinking into this place of telling herself that this is my fault because I am wicked and I should never have done anything like this, and it's so stupid. And I cannot make up for this. And you can see her sort of shrinking into herself as you travel. And maybe it's this whole thing, maybe Henri isn't even worth this many risks. And she's giving some deep thought into whether or not she should just go home.
It does occur to you as you are walking with your companion that you, and probably not for the first time, but maybe for the first time with the kind of dawning realization of what Estrega leaving home really means for the people that she leaves. for the people that she leaves behind. But eventually you arrive back at Heinrich's home.
Well, Alonso had to make a stop.
Oh, yes. Where are you going?
Back to the Grey Heron.
Uh-huh.
This will only take a moment. And he heads inside.
Okay. You head inside. It is much the same as the Suckling Pig. It is busy. There are a lot of people.
I'm gonna go flag down the bartender real quick.
Bartender is busily serving drinks. He looks up when you approach him. Is there anything you need, monsieur?
Good evening. I left a letter here some weeks ago, or a week perhaps. Alonso Hernandez. Do you still have it?
Out of character, did you leave it with somebody or did you just leave it in your room?
No, I left it with the bartender.
He kind of pauses for a minute and turns to it kind of turns and looks under the bar in a few places, and then kind of holds up a one moment finger, and makes his way over to the again to that kind of like little like check-in desk area, and kind of hunts through the ledger, kind of flipping pages and whatnot, and then frowns a little bit. Did you put a did you say it was supposed to be sent somewhere if you didn't come back for it?
In a matter of a week, yes. It should not have been quite that long.
Monsieur, I am sorry, but I don't have it.
I see. Thank you.
I assumed you would come back for it. I didn't, I'm not here all the time. And he sort of gestures around, at the mass of people.
Very well.
If we find it, is there a place we can reach you?
If you find it, I shall tell you where to put it, and I point to the stove.
Kind of blinks a little bit. Do you want us to burn it?
See.
All right. It kind of gives a little shrug, like that's weird, but whatever.
Good afternoon.
Have a good day, monsieur.
And he leaves.
You return to your companions outside.
All done. Let's go.
Yes, let's.
I would like anyone with a cold read to make me a wits plus cold read. I would like Alonso to make a panache, and you don't have sincerity, do you?
Nope.
Then a panache, and this is definitely not an oratory. Do you have socializing?
Yes.
Okay. Panache and socializing. This is opposed rolls. So Alonso will roll first to set the DC. You can use as many drama dice as you would like to drive it up, or you can just choose to leave it at what you get.
Do I want to use one of my 3 drama dice on this?
If you don't have cold read, you can just make a wits roll. That's a 20. That makes the target number for everybody else 20. So that means Lucia beats it and Viviana beats it. Heinrich, you are much more focused on the crowd around you and not getting stabbed.
Yep.
Would you like to describe to them what they pick up on?
Alonso comes out looking a little tense. Like, you know, when you think something is going to be easy and not a big deal, and make a sudden discovery that it might be. He looks a
Alonso?
little. Yes?
Oh, no, you can continue your description.
No, that's it.
Alonso,
See?
what is wrong? What happened?
It's probably nothing.
Alonso?
You know, these places, they frequently
Lucia's friend
misplace
just
things.
died. Lucia just learned her friend is dead. There is a lot going on right now.
All the
You
more
look
reason to
tense.
put my problem on till later.
No. Look at me. Look me in my fucking eyes. Tell me what is wrong. And then we will decide if it is to be set aside or if it is a problem that must be addressed immediately. Do you understand?
I do.
So speak.
Let me first say that I find your lack of trust a little insulting, but obviously there is a lot going on. I understand it. I hope to earn it more thoroughly in the future. When we first met, posted a letter mentioning certain details of our company. I do not think it has gone out. If it has, certain people might see it who would not regard us kindly.
What
The
exactly?
bartender lost a letter.
What exactly did you mention in this letter?
I mentioned that I was spending time in the company of Dr. Alexander Hutcheson in debate and conversation. I believe I wrote it in the anger and emotion following the revelation of Lucia's abilities.
You wrote down that she is... Okay. Well, I don't think I need to tell you that that was incredibly stupid, and that as soon as that anger wore off, you should have burned that letter.
I am inclined to agree. At the time, I believed I was hours away from having my mind enchanted from me. Thus, an insurance policy seemed wise.
It was not wise.
If you had been my enemies, it might have been.
Viviana very much just looks. She kind of just looks above Alonso's head in just kind of pure irritation, and then curses under her breath in Vodachan and says, "We should return."
Indeed.
And as you say this, Heinrich gives you a glare, which I guess we could describe as ice and side eye.
Or just ice it.
I'm so sorry, BP. I know you hate this. Lucia has started is shaking and straight up is gonna throw herself at Alonso.
How does Alonso react?
I I think he doesn't. He's gonna take the hit.
Okay. Then describe how this goes. Lucia.
As Alonso explains what he's done, and that he wrote everything down and gave it to somebody who he doesn't know at all. I think Viviana, who had been holding Lucia, can feel her shaking, and then peak Vodachin rage as Lucia launches herself at Alonso. And it's like she's smart enough not to grab one of her pins, but she gets really close and instead just she slaps him across the face as hard as she can. And if she can straight up tackle him, she will.
Does anyone else react to this?
Viviana debates holding Lucia back and then decides not to.
It is worth noting you are in the middle of the street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah. Viviana,
Okay.
but as soon as it becomes clear that she's not just going to get in his face and confront and slap him and be done with it, Viviana will go and try to pull Lucia up. Hey, no, not outside. I know he's an idiot.
And she's she's starting to yell in Vodachin, just you absolute idiot. I cannot believe you would have done this.
Lucia, no. Viviana very much pulls Lucia off of Alonso.
Who has taken the slap and is just sort of looking at the ground.
And I think Viviana would notice this because she knows what this means. But Lucia has actually managed to get one of her Capitina pins out of her hair.
And that would then be Heinrich's cue to kind of step in also and grab her wrist that's holding the weapon.
Alonso, how could you... Absolute fool.
At the time, I was concerned for my safety.
Well, you should be concerned for your safety now.
You are sort of proving my point, are you not?
Alonso. Don't make me slap you two.
Alonso, give me one very good reason why we shouldn't cut your fucking tongue out right now.
Aside from it being unhelpful, I made a mistake.
Clearly.
If it is going to be our policy to be more severe upon mistakes, I made a mistake. There is nothing more I would say about it that would not be retaliatory.
Alonso, I am the queen of terrible mistakes, and I am telling you, you are stupid. How could you let a letter like that leave your person?
We cannot be talking about the letter in such loud voices, okay? I understand he is an idiot. We must go.
You are beginning to garner attention. For now, it seems like most people have chalked this up to some sort of weird lovers' quarrel. Vodachins are loud. So are Montanans, to be fair. But you are gathering witnesses, is a good way to put it.
Alonso, get up.
He does. Straightens himself a little bit. and I think walks away.
Lucia, we are going home. We are going back to Heinrich's estate. I understand that you want to kill him. I would too. And she's saying this in a very, very quiet voice. We must leave. We are attracting attention. We do not need attention.
Lucia looks at Viviana and then looks back at Alonso, and it is a face you have seen when you ask a dog to leave a squirrel alone. But she sort of takes a really shaky breath and doesn't let go of her hairpin, but does relax her arm.
And when he feels relaxed, Heinrich lets go of her wrist.
We have a party to plan.
We have a party to plan.
And she spits on the ground where Alonso was.
Let's go.
And I think we're going to take our break there.
Thank you for watching Opus the Requiem. If you enjoy this story, please make sure to comment and subscribe to follow more of our content. You can also find all of our actual plays on our website at www.hallowedhavenstudios.com. Please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/hallowedhavenstudios. Your support helps make more stories like this possible.
And we're back. You guys are returning to Heinrich's home, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Unless there's something else you wanted to do along the way, you arrive back at the von Groth home, where the servants are a buzz of activity because there's a million things happening. You see throughout the day, like, deliveries have been made. There's like crates out in or there's crates that are kind of like stacked up along one side of the house, probably from like food deliveries and decor deliveries and all this other stuff. And like, these are like the empty crates that have to go back to the have to be picked up by the people who deliver and stuff. So
Viviana, go ahead.
Heinrich is going to go immediately up to his study, grab paper, a quill, and some ink, and will sit Alonso down and hand them to him and say, I want you to write out, to the best of your recollection, exactly word for word what you said in this missing letter.
And I'm going to say that is what... I mean, Alexander can feel the tension when everybody walks inside, but it is when he mentions letter that Alexander starts to kind of like catch on.
Mm-hmm.
I have made a mistake, which has endangered all of us.
Is that mistake the reason why Signorina Lucia has clearly been sobbing?
No. No, that
You've had an eventful outing. What has happened?
I start to write and leave Lucia to tell her part.
One of my friends is dead.
I'm so sorry.
She was attacked when she was out with her brother, and they killed her.
What was her name?
Giselle.
This is one of your musician friends.
Yes.
I see.
She looks enough like me that it would be stupid to assume it was just a casual mugging.
I see. What is this about? A letter?
Alonso pauses halfway through. When first we met, I was afraid. I was afraid of all of you. Smarter than me, prettier than me, stronger than me, and certainly more driven. And to learn that you were a veteran of a satire about the church and a sorceress among you. I wrote a letter under the belief that I might not live very long in your company.
You still might not.
Let him finish. I presume then that this letter contains information we would not want to be cast about publicly.
It does. Though...
To whom did you address it?
A friend in Castile.
Steve.
Indeed.
See?
He is not necessarily who you are thinking of, but those people are likely to see it given time.
Those people?
Those people?
Indeed. The Inquisition.
Viviana goes eerily still. Like, she was sitting down, and I believe beside Lucia, keeping a hand on Lucia, fanning herself, and her fan stops. Everything about her just pauses. Like, there's usually some level of warmth in her brown eyes, even if it's often accompanied by a glint of some sorts that alludes to something more. And that just drains. And she looks at Alonso, and it's like she's looking through him, and it's like she's looking at a problem.
You must understand. I hope that you understand.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Viviana.
They are an unavoidable
I
part of
don't
our...
understand.
Both of you. There are things that need to be done in the proper order. There is something that needs to be done before we get into anything else. That is that we remember the dead. Lucia, Alonso, I believe it is your tradition to kneel. You may do so if you wish. Viviana, Herr von Graf, I don't know what your traditions are, but you may sit, kneel, stand, however you please. But if we would all bow our heads for just a moment.
Viviana continues to stare at Alonso with that eerily blank expression.
Yeah, Alonso takes a knee.
Lucia also slips to the ground.
And Heinrich just grabs a chair and sits down.
Viviana kneels.
To your hands, O merciful Theus, we commend your servant Giselle. Acknowledge, we beseech you, a sheep of your own fold, a lamb of your own flock, a sinner of your own redeeming. Receive her into the arms of your mercy, into the blessed rest of everlasting peace, and into the glorious company of the multitudes in Elethorum. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Alonso, I cannot... there's no more dramatic way for me to say this. If that letter ends up in the hands of the Inquisition, you have likely signed my death warrant. Therefore, I hope you will take this with the gravity I intend when I say to you, forgive you.
He starts crying.
You were frightened and confused and afraid. Frightened and afraid. Sorry, I repeat myself. I understand.
You understand? Viviana turns that expression on Alexander. Because I don't. So perhaps you can explain it to me. Viviana's hair has been down, and she takes some pins that she just has in one of her dress pockets, and she just starts putting her hair up.
There are. I think you do understand. I think you would, given time. If you feel you are surrounded by threats, if you feel that every shadow could be the end of you at any moment, and you wanted someone you cared about, to know what had become of you, I think you would understand that.
Alexander, you think much more well of me than you should. Viviana gets up and starts walking towards Alonso.
I am not saying it was a good decision. I'm just saying it was an understandable one.
Alonso gets up and backs towards the wall.
Viviana follows him. She stands up. She stands she is fully pressed against him at this point, and she puts her hands on his shoulders. With one hand, she caresses, trails a hand up his neck to his cheek, rubs her thumb along his cheek. She leans closer and whispers, "Alonso, how close are you to the Inquisition?"
I think letting her get within arm's length was already scary. He's fully trying to get away from her.
Let's see. I mean, you have combat reflexes, and really high finesse.
Viviana's not going to fight him if he tries to get away from her.
Yeah, I think he would be able to sidestep and get out of the way. That's kind of part of his particular swordsman school's whole thing. So,
yeah, we're in a space of arms reach is stabbing reach. So, I am.
Don't stutter. Be clear in your speech when you speak to me. Yes, this is very funny.
I'm sorry. You are making me very nervous.
Oh, am I?
If we could have a moment, Alonso, perhaps you will take the letter and go and finish it, and let us speak amongst ourselves while you finish writing, and you gather your wits. And then you will answer Viviana's question.
I will say now, that it be said, I have sworn no oath to them. I have known some.
I don't give a damn about your oaths. Your tongue is not worth your balls.
Alonso, take the letter. Go.
Shall. I shall.
And then come back.
Alonso gathers his things, or it gathers the letter and the quill and everything, and leaves the room.
The statement about his vow and his tongue, you see him go from scared. There's a little bit that ooh, anger.
Once the door is closed behind him, Alexander looks to Viviana. However angry you may be with him and however justifiable that anger may be, we must keep him close until you have accomplished what you came here to do, yes?
I'm not going to kill him.
And therefore you cannot run him off either.
Very quietly from where she's still sitting on the floor, Lucia will say to Viviana, Le donne vodace aspettano, which is Vodachan women will wait.
I am very, very patient, and I am very content to wait.
Then I ask you to be content and stop terrifying him.
If he is scared of me, then he would not last a day in Vodace.
I would, however...
Go ahead.
I would, however, encourage you to keep a closer eye on him to make sure this type of behavior is not repeated.
Viviana takes the pins back out of her hair so her hair is down again, puts them away. She sort of dusts off her hands. Theus says we should forgive, yes?
He does. Tell me, So he lost this letter. Where was it?
At an inn.
He left it there.
Yes.
And he lost it because he went there and it wasn't there?
Yes, I believe he left it there with instructions to send it if he didn't retrieve it.
So why was he going to retrieve it?
Presumably he felt it wasn't necessary anymore.
Well, Theus be praised, we persuaded him that's not true.
Doesn't matter, the damage is done.
It is. And we will need him.
For what?
To
throw at some treaty diplomat's daughter to fuck. What else would we use him for?
Who is Alonso to any of us?
Well, one, he is your paid defender. Two,
Then I save the money.
he is... No. Leans back a little and looks right at Lucia. You know what he is? He's a young person who has made a series of mistakes that have caused his friends no end of trouble.
People die for far less than this where I am from.
Then perhaps we do not need two liabilities.
and yet I treasure the both of you. And if something goes wrong in the Chateau de Soleil, unless we wish Herr von Graf to sacrifice his future and his family, we will need someone capable of defending us.
There are other swordsmen in the city.
Oh, and you're going to go out and hire one now and explain to them exactly what we're up to? I thought you were from Vodace.
We will keep Alonso. And we will keep him alive. He will answer my question.
He will. It's a worthy question. You deserve an answer.
If he is a friend, he will stand in front of us if something happens, and if he is an enemy, we will not miss another peasant when he is gone.
As a peasant, I will ask politely, if the Inquisition should come and kill me as they have promised to do, you will not take vengeance on my behalf. That is how you would honor me. Just for the record.
And if they do come, I've killed Inquisitors before. I can do so again.
But for now, we are agreed. For the next 2 days, at a minimum, we stop treating him as though his life hangs by a thread. Yes?
Viviana looks at Alexander. She smiles, reaches into her dress, removes the various knives that she keeps hidden, just sets them aside.
I shall go collect him. And Alexander walks out.
Alonso is finishing his letter.
As Alexander approaches, is it afternoon, evening at this point?
Afternoon, early evening.
Okay. Alexander will walk forward, light a candle, start walking through some of the darker parts of the chateau. Look at Alonso.
Stands up, sort of to attention, almost.
Come here.
Yes.
And he hugs him.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
I'm so sorry.
We are all of us traveling down this road that we have paved through our glorious eras. All we can do is learn.
I will.
That's all Theus asks. And pat him on the cheek, pick up the candle, turn around, and I'm going to spend my monologue token on Alonso.
I don't deserve this. They could kill me. They might. Why do I think that they won't? I have tried. I have come to the city. I have tried to be the person that I wanted to. This one thing. This. And I could have been right. I know now that perhaps not. Now I know perhaps I was. I am a fool. Or am I clever and simply wrong? Does it make you a fool to decide and... No. A road of our own errors. I have made an error. And I will accept what judgments and harsh words these friends have for me. I accept it. I do not know. I don't really know who's going to see it. Will they send someone? Will we be here when they do? We are to leave the city soon, and it took me more than a week to get here. Detail. I will not let my actions bring harm to the people who I have come to care about. I will not. I will not make another mistake like that again. I will not see another good person hung from the rafters as before. He puts his hand on that amulet under his shirt. Never again. If one of us is to die, it shall be me first, and then the Inquisitors can do their best, I suppose. Never again.
Alexander leads Alonso back into the room. Now, you will answer the Signorina's question.
See. The Inquisition is unavoidable in Castile. More so for the shrinking of Castilian lands. To say that I know them well has some truth. I never sought them out. But there are several uncles who count among their ranks. They sought to induct me recently. And I would be lying if I said it did not motivate my trip here. Would you like to hear the letter?
Yes.
Read it.
I write you from Charus. It is the Emperor's birthday. I have been here for 3 days and shall continue for another 11. With this strange land comes stranger company. The Reverend Dr. Alexander, writer against the Inquisition. A pair of Adochin women, one of whom is a Strega, an Icen lord who fought in the War of the Cross. I miss the ceremony, the sunrise, the simplicity of our home. This place is gilded filth. Its people are either destitute and uneducated, or infinitely wealthy and detached from reality. I came here to see something different, to grow my understanding in the world outside of Castile, and that I believe I am successful. I have not yet decided whether that is a good thing. I remain engaged in adventure. I haven't managed to engage in a duel yet, but as the drama of our situation rises, I expect that will soon change. Eternally faithful, Alonso.
Alonso,
See,
come here.
I don't think I'm going to do that.
Viviana gestures at the knives that she has detached from her person and laid out. I'm not going to hurt you.
I believe you. All the same, I would prefer to be seated.
Fine. But look at me.
Meets her gaze.
I do not yet know if I will forgive you for what you have done. But I am considering it. And that is something.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, Viviana stands up, pats down her dress. There are still last-minute arrangements to be made for the party. And when the party happens, I expect that all of us will put on our best masks for the Montagnans, yes?
I intend to give them the thing that the Montaigne cannot resist, no matter what. A proper scandal.
Good.
Oh. I want you to know I would die for any of you.
Viviana's expression softens a bit.
Do not tempt Theus.
The future, if you feel the need to write to any other of your family members or contacts at your home, do not make any mention whatsoever of any of us.
I do not think that will be likely that I will write home again. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone want to do or say anything else?
Just that Alonso throws himself into party prep, like carrying things, talking to people. He is frequently seen jogging, if not running, about the house to carry messages and preparations.
Okay. Assuming that everybody is kind of keeping an eye on Alonso for a while, if only out of a sense of unease, more than once, all of you catch glimpses of Nicola desperately trying to get Alonso's attention and just failing utterly because he is so hyper-focused on trying to make sure that the party goes off without a hitch and that there isn't another thing that's his fault for going wrong. It would be hilarious if it wasn't kind of heartbreaking to watch her like try and fail and look confused and then try again and fail and look confused and angry in kind of turns.
Have a terrible idea.
Oh no, that's usually Clara's line. What is going on?
Alexander is going to ask Viviana, do you intend, we have musicians, you intend for there to be a floor for dances?
Yes, of course. There must be dancing at the party.
Are you printing up dance cards?
No.
You son of a bitch.
We should.
Yes, we should.
And should make sure Nicola gets hers soon.
All right. Throughout, the days leading up to the party, Viviana looks... Again, there's a bit of that eerie stillness to her still, but she has mostly gone back to, her personality filling up the room, being very much, making jokes, making small talk. It seems like she isn't even going out of her way to watch Alonso. She just happens to watch him sometimes.
Does anyone else have anything in particular that they're doing in the intervening days leading up to the party?
Any plans I had, I can't remember because Lucia's just sad.
Okay. In that case, 2 days before the party itself, when Viviana and Lucia return to the safe house to settle in for the night, Viviana, you are in your room getting ready for bed, and there is a tapping at the window of your second floor room.
Viviana goes to the window out of curiosity.
There is a songbird, very similar to Sposa, sitting on the ledge.
Can I peer down from the window and see if there happens to be someone perhaps on the ground?
Not that you can see. It's dark outside, though.
Viviana will change out of her nightwear, just put on a plain dress, and head out, trying not to alert anyone.
Where are you going?
She's going to she's just going to check outside to see if there is somebody out, if there is indeed somebody out there. If not, then she'll just assume the songbird is intended to signify, hey, we need to talk.
You go outside, you don't find any evidence of anyone. The songbird does kind of fly down, and if you will let it, will perch on your hand or your shoulder.
She allows it.
There is a small, very small roll of paper that looks like it has been secured to its foot.
Oh, she will say, of course, and she will take the paper off of the songbird's foot.
It gives a little coo, and then hops off and flies back up to the window to perch just outside the window. Again.
Viviana, feeling a tad silly, will go back inside. She will unfurl the paper and look at it.
In the paper is a very short, kind of matter-of-fact letter. Time is running low. I will be at this party of yours. And then it just says C.
Viviana nods to herself. That is good. That is good. And she will go back to her room and
make me a wits check.
Okay.
Target number 10. As you go to roll up the letter, maybe to palm it so that when you get to your room you can kind of toss it into the fire. You realize that while the side that was written on is pretty clean, with the exception of a couple of really basic ink smudges, maybe from it getting rolled up before the ink was fully dry, when you go to roll it back up, you realize that there is a smudge of what looks like blood on the back side of the paper.
Viviana hisses under her breath. She does throw the paper into the fire, though.
There's a soft knock at the door.
Come in.
In the time that Lucia has learned that Viviana can look, can scry, she's been very consistent about seeing if they can look at Henri, before bed. But she didn't the night, 2 nights ago or the night before, after everything happened. But she has come back in, and you probably know.
Sit down. We will look. We can look.
If it's not too much trouble.
Viviana hesitates for a moment, then looks at Lucia, takes in her countenance, and says, "It is no trouble." She will get her basin of water ready.
Okay. Make your roll.
Okay, what's my target number?
Looking at... Let's say you're looking at... Target number 20. It is getting easier because you're no longer working with just a description. You've seen him in your scries, and you've seen a portrait of him, but it's still not someone you are overly familiar with.
Yes. All right, that is 6, keep 3, target number 20.
24. Very good. You focus on the water in the bowl, pulling on the sorcery that pulses through your blood and your connection to the water itself. When you see the water kind of ripple and move enough that it's hard to make out anything specific for a moment before it finally starts to settle and resolve itself into an image. You both see Henri. He is sitting on a very simple, plainly appointed bed, and he is it looks like oiling his rapier. He is quiet and intent and focused. There is something unusual, though, because of the time of day that you guys usually check in on him. He's usually in his room, or maybe reading, or he's doing something kind of solo and on his own, usually in this very simple, plainly appointed room. But there is something unusual tonight, because on the bed next to him is an open but clearly used to be folded piece of paper.
Does the piece of paper say anything?
I have keen senses.
You also can't read yet.
Oh, fuck. I meant to do that this session.
Well, you didn't.
I know.
It's hard to make out specifics because you're kind of like looking at him from like a bird's eye view in the room. From the format, like the layout of what's on the paper, it does look like it's some sort of letter. Like it's got the shorter starting letter. There's like a date up at the top right corner. And then like the paragraphs.
Does it look like it's written in Vodachan?
I'm going to require a roll from you for that.
Also, Lucia would have signed it with something.
Lucia can't read or write.
But she would have left a mark, like an X or something.
I'm not going to give you that because you didn't say it at the time. I'm sorry. I'm not going to let you go back and make changes. Unless you want to spend a dromedary to do it.
I actually will then.
Okay, you can. I will allow you to spend a dromedary to make a minor change to the scene to say that she left a mark that she has left on most of her letters to make it clear that it's from her.
Yeah.
What is the mark?
I think Lucia has drawn a little sunflower. It's not a very well drawn one, but that's how she ends it because that's her favorite flower.
Well, then that is what gives away that it is, in fact, your letter. It's hard to read the words, but you can see the little awkward, poorly drawn flower at the bottom of the page.
Looks like he got your letter.
See.
Yes?
In Romeo and Juliet, 6 people die.
That is true.
Was it worth it?
You are interpreting Romeo and Juliet as a love story. I never saw it that way. For me, it has always been a caution. Lucia. Viviana puts a hand over Lucia's hand. I will never blame you for running away from Vodace as fast as you can, and you should not blame yourself for that. In terms of whether people dying is worth you being with Henri, that is for you to decide. Do you think that being with him is worth it? Setting that aside, you know that what happened isn't truly your fault, right? You didn't kill Giselle.
She's dead because they were looking for me.
And why were they looking for you?
Because I left.
No. They're not looking for you because you left. They're looking for you because the way our home treats women like you is wrong. It is because the men of our country are scared of women who have power to directly affect change. What was done to you? The fact that you felt the need to run away at all, that's not your fault. It's wrong. Vodace has a lot of things wrong.
I am finding it hard to justify. I'm finding it hard to see how wrong it is when I have caused this much trouble.
Well, let's think about what led to you causing this trouble in the first place. You were forced into one marriage, and you actually managed to land into a relationship with somebody who gives a damn about you. And you held on to that, because of course you did, anyone would, especially when they have been told all their life that they are not worthy, that they are lesser. And then that relationship was severed, not by you or Henri, but by others. And you were forced into and you were told that you were to be forced into yet another relationship. The people around you caused you to react this way. I don't think any woman should be blamed for not wanting to live a life that will make her miserable. Yes, you have done reckless and foolhardy things, that is true, but at the root cause of it all is that your life has been unfair to you. And yes, that is true for a lot of people. And it is true that the life of a noble is typically not one that is laden with things that are fair, but that doesn't mean that we should never do anything about that.
Hundreds of Striga before me have done exactly that.
And there are hundreds who have decided not to. You are far from the first Striga to flee to flee Vodace. And you will not be the last.
And yet we are rescuing one who has also ended up in a bad situation.
Yes, we are.
How many people am I worth?
Lucia, you are worth all of you. And it should be your decision what all of you means.
I don't know that. I don't know that calculation will come up favorably.
Viviana rubs Lucia's shoulder. bad odds don't mean things won't end in your favor eventually. And if you die before that can happen, well, at least you died doing something worth a damn.
See, perhaps. Thank you for showing me Henri.
You're welcome.
And Lucia will get up and start going to bed.
Rest well, Lucia.
Okay. Is there anything else that anyone wants to do? We've only got about 30 minutes left. So I don't think we're going to get into the party in this session. We'll probably end right beforehand. So does anyone else have anything that they would like to do, have been looking for time to do throughout the season that they haven't had a chance to yet? Because you're not going to find a better time than right now.
I might use this time to bless Heinrich.
With a spread, so he doesn't know you're doing it?
Yes, that. I'm not going to make out with him.
You don't have to make out with him. It could be a chaste little peck.
Listen, let me have this.
No.
No.
I'm not going to let you change the canon because you think it's funny. No, absolutely not.
I'm not going to kiss Heinrich. I'm just going to... I'll do a spread.
Okay. What sort of spread are you planning to do?
Let me make sure I have the... I was like, hold on. I know I can do it. If anyone else wants to do something, bring it up now while I look for this.
Yes, I'm probably gonna make some potions.
Okay. Which potions are you planning to do? Also, what does your letter back say? We should deal with that.
Oh yeah, that should be addressed. What did Kiva's letter say again?
Quiva basically said time is running low. I'll be at your party. It was very brief. It was tiny. She had to keep it short enough that the bird could carry it.
Her letter back will be equally short, I think. I will see you there. Plans are in motion.
Okay. We're not gonna question the fact that there was blood on the letter?
Oh yeah, she's probably also going to end that by saying, by writing, "Are you okay?"
Okay. Cool. All right. Which potions do you want?
She is... Well, I can make Fumes of Slumber, Antidote Filter, and Healing Balm. Okay, I'm going to make a Fumes of Slumber potion.
All right, so you need to roll your wits plus your rank in that potion's knack.
Yep. Okay.
And you have to beat a target number of 20.
7, keep 3. So happy I don't have to spend a drama die to do this.
And you're going to have to put in your notes, like, what you roll for these.
Okay.
Because this is they have to make a contested roll if you use it against them. So the better you do, the harder it will be for them to resist it if you use it on them.
Okay. Please roll well. That is 7, keep 3.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 26.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll keep that there.
I was like, that's a 9, 9, and an 8. You really can't get much better than that.
Yeah.
All right. Fumes of Slumber. You get one of those at TN 25 to resist it. Was there anything else?
That is everything.
Are you only making the one?
I'll make another one.
Okay, are you doing Fumes of Slumber, or are you doing something else?
I'm going to... I'm debating making a healing bomb just so there's quick healing in case someone needs it. I'll make a healing bomb.
Okay. Wits plus your knack for that, and that is a base target number of 25. Worth noting, it requires a scab from your body to make this.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Let me go to dice rolls. Target number 25. Don't screw me over, please. Oh. Wow.
What'd you do?
I rolled in dice rolls. Target number 25. I got a 10 and 2 9s.
All right. I mean, you can re-roll the 10, but you don't really have to because it's not like we're putting raises on this or anything like that. So
of course, I get
another 10.
Wow. I'm just gonna see how long this keeps going for because this is pretty funny.
Okay. All right. So that's a 42 for target number 25 potion. Excellent. Cool. It doesn't change what it does. It's only got one effect and there's no roll involved, but that's pretty impressive that it turned out so well.
Yep. Especially since that's the one I've put the least points into.
All right. Now I've got to go scroll to the right page in the Vidace book.
It is page 89, and I put the text in the PC chat as well.
Aren't you handy?
Or PC notes.
All right. So you need to spend 2 of your drama dice.
I did.
And you're going to roll a number of exploding dice equal to your cup snack.
Which is 3.
All right. Roll your 10 again. So that is 20. That is 26.
I need a 4 to get to my next 15.
You do. You could spend drama die.
I'm going to.
Okay.
Can't take them with you. Actually, you can, but whatever.
Also, who is the target for this?
This is a roll for Heinrich, and we are aiming to...
No. Against the target. You have to name who these charm rolls are going to be targeted at.
By my estimation, I think we're going for Sémø. Because we want him to look really good in front of her. Because I can't just pick the court at large.
Okay. Did you roll your... You did not roll your drama die? If you're trying to get to 30? Wow.
Nice.
All right. That is 36. Roll again. Because that's a 10. What the hell?
Should have picked the fucking Empress.
46.
Oh.
50. All right. For every 15 points she rolls, the recipient rolls 1 extra unkept die. Heinrich, I need you to make a note in your journal or on your sheet somewhere that you have 3 extra unkept die in for any charm rolls against Sémø. Say.
Okay. And do I feel anything when this is happening?
Nope.
Do you wanna?
So I just have no idea?
You have no idea, just like Alexander still has no idea that he has extra dice against Le Grand Dame.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone else who wants to do anything?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
When the dance cards come in, I'm going to take one to Nicola.
Mm-hmm.
Fraulein, are you familiar with dance cards?
I have heard of them, but I've never been to a party with one.
Ah, well, As it happens, usually the artist will provide a sort of a schedule of dances over the course of the evening, and in order to keep people from having to shuffle about and find partners on the quick, you simply have whoever you wish to dance with fill out your card. And so I might recommend, if you had an inclination one way or another, one of the things that women in Avalon occasionally do when they are thinking strategically is have someone fill out a particular dance in advance.
I see. This is a good idea, I think.
It's a quaint little custom from my homeland. I hope it serves you well.
Thank you. And she will take the card, assuming that you give it to her.
Oh, yeah.
And watch you return to wherever it is that you are going. And then we'll immediately beeline for the last place you saw Alonso. It's like the afternoon. Alonso, what are you up to?
I think we're bringing in, we had to find the right wine, and somebody was really particular about what that be, so I'm helping carry cases of wine for the party.
You are helping carry cases of Di Felici wine that were sent over by Sémø.
Mm-hmm.
So you are coming in, and you are these things are not light. Like this is heavy, hard work. And
in that case, I probably am down to my undershirt.
Yeah, sweaty, in your undershirt, certainly not dressed for a noble woman to come and pay attention to you, but that's what's happening. You look up as you set down a case of wine and you realize that Nicola has approached on remarkably quiet feet, considering she is wearing the kind of like hard-soled slippers.
Oh, Lady Nicola. You startled me.
Herr Hernandez, sorry, I didn't mean to. I have been made aware that the party is going to have these things called dance cards from Avalon.
See?
Would you perhaps like to claim one of my dances for the night?
I would be delighted.
She looks relieved and kind of giddy with excitement as she holds the card out and a little pen.
Just the one?
You can claim as many as you are interested in.
Let us say the 2nd and the 5th, and we shall see how the evening goes.
I would like that.
Writes it down, hands it back.
She has a very pretty blush on her cheeks as she kind of holds her card. Thank you. I look forward to it.
As do I. It should be quite an event.
She looks like she wants to say more, but it has that kind of like bashful, shy, awkward teenager thing going. And then sort of bobs a quick little curtsy and turns and hurries away before she can make a fool of herself.
Alonso goes back to moving boxes.
Viviana, you get a letter back the night before the party. The same bird shows up on your windowsill. And
Viviana
it says,
does not go outside to get the bird this time.
yeah, I was just like, why is she going outside? It perches on the windowsill, and when you open the window, it holds it, like extends its legs so that you could take the letter off of it, and proceeds to chow down on the feed that you give it, while you take the letter to read. It says, fine, an old acquaintance was making trouble. I've dealt with it. And sent him home.
Very interesting. I am not going to inquire further about this because I have enough problems at the moment. And Viviana throws the letter into the fire.
Okay. You finish feeding the bird, and then it takes off and you close the window. Is there anything else anyone would like to do before the party? Going once, going twice.
Yeah, I think Heinrich is just neck deep in organizing stuff, so he doesn't really have time to do anything else.
Excellent. You don't even have time to realize that your daughter has filled her dance card. All right.
Yeah.